Hello everyone, and welcome to the World War Photographer channel. Today we will talk about World War II, the Eastern Front. Don't forget to subscribe to support our work. It truly means a lot to us. During the autumn of 1942, Soviet soldiers moved through the ruins of Stalingrad. On June 21st, the commander of a Cossack unit, stationed in the Kharkov region of Ukraine, observes his troops in action. Late in 1942, a German anti-tank gun crew prepares for combat on the Russian front. Captured in the winter of the same year, this image shows citizens of Leningrad drawing water from a broken pipe during the prolonged 900-day siege by enemy forces. Unable to capture Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, the Germans isolated the city, cutting off supplies, disrupting utilities, and relentlessly shelling it for over 2 years. In spring, residents of Leningrad bid farewell amid harsh conditions. The German siege caused severe starvation, and the lack of medical resources made illnesses and injuries even deadlier. Around 1.5 million soldiers and civilians died, while many evacuees perished from hunger, disease, or bombings. The photo shows the destruction caused by intense street battles during the occupation of Rostov. A German artillery column crosses the Don River on July 31st, using a pontoon bridge surrounded by wreckage and damaged materials. A Russian woman watches as buildings burn in her hometown. During the spring of 1942, a German soldier stands ready with a machine gun during the Battle of Stalingrad. On August 3rd, enemy soldiers cross a river in a tank. A bomb drops onto Stalingrad from a Nazi plane in late September 1942. 3 Russian war orphans stand amidst the ruins of their home, abandoned after their parents were taken as prisoners by the enemy forces. In Sevastopol, Ukraine, attack forces navigate through the debris of the Soviet fortress on August 4th. In October, Soviet soldiers fight through the ruins of the Red October factory in Stalingrad. On October 13th, Russian anti-tank crews prepare for battle against approaching German tanks. A Nazi Stuka dive bomber attacks Stalingrad in October. A German tank approaches a destroyed Soviet tank near a wooded area in Russia. German soldiers advance outside the city amidst heavy destruction. In autumn 1942, an enemy soldier raises a Nazi flag in downtown as the city remains under intense siege and Soviet forces threaten to encircle them. On November 24th, German Stuka bombers raid the factory district. An abandoned horse stands amidst the wreckage of Stalingrad, a silent witness to the devastation. A tank cemetery is seen in Rzhev on December 21st, 1942, with over 2,000 tanks in various states of disrepair. On December 28th, enemy troops pass through the ruins of a power station in factory district. The remnants of Stalingrad, destroyed by relentless battles, can be seen in a photo from November 5th. On December 16th, 1942, a Red Army soldier fires his machine gun from the backyard of a destroyed house in besieged Leningrad. In January 1943, a Soviet T-34 tank moves through the square of fallen fighters in Stalingrad. Soviet soldiers in winter camouflage take positions on a rooftop in the city in January 1943. Russian soldiers take cover in rubble while engaging German forces in street combat. German soldiers engage in intense street fighting in early 1943. On March 3rd, Soviet soldiers, camouflaged against the snow, advance through the Russian countryside. Soviet infantrymen advanced through snow-covered hills around Stalingrad, aiming to break the German siege of the city. The Red Army successfully encircled the Sixth Army, trapping around 300,000 Nazi soldiers in a tight pocket. By February of the same year, a Soviet soldier is seen guarding a captured German soldier. After months of being surrounded by Soviet forces in Stalingrad, the remnants of the Sixth Army surrendered, their ranks decimated by brutal combat and starvation, claiming the lives of approximately 200,000. On March 1st, Germany's Field Marshal Friedrich Paulus is shown at Red Army headquarters in Russia, where he was interrogated. Paulus became the first Nazi field marshal to be captured during the war, defying Hitler's orders to fight to the death or commit suicide in defeat. While in Soviet captivity, Paulus emerged as a vocal critic of the Nazi regime and later testified as a witness for the prosecution at the Nuremberg trials. Russian soldiers in a trench watch as a Russian T-34 tank moves across the battlefield during the Battle of Kursk. In June 1943, Soviet soldiers fire at German aircraft while lying on their backs during a battle in Russia. In mid-July 1943, Tiger tanks of the enemy army are seen in heavy combat south of Ural during the Battle of Kursk. From July to August 1943, the area around Kursk would become the site of the largest armored battles in history, with the deploying around 3,000 tanks by Germans to face over 5,000 Soviet tanks. On July 28th, vast formations of German tanks amass for a renewed assault on Soviet defenses during the Battle of Kursk. Despite months of preparation, the German forces were unable to achieve their goals, as the Soviets, foreseeing the attack, had constructed formidable fortifications. The defeat at Kursk marked a turning point, giving the Red Army a decisive advantage for the remainder of the war. German soldiers marched past a Tiger tank during the intense battles of the Kursk offensive. On July 23, 1943, Russian anti-tank crews advance under a smokescreen toward German positions in Russia. Captured Nazi tanks are shown on April 14th, southwest of Stalingrad. A Soviet lieutenant hands cigarettes to captured German prisoners in July near Kursk. The nearly destroyed city of Stalingrad, captured in late 1943 from the air, shows the aftermath of brutal months of warfare. Thanks for watching until the end. If you enjoyed these historical World War photos, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.